Good morning, my dear students. I am Manohar K.S., Assistant Professor, Government First Choice College, Turvaikere in Tumkur district. Today we are going to discuss about the poem called The Crutches. It's for BCom third semester in Tumkur University. Yes. The Crutches. Poet Bertolt Brecht. Before we are entering into that poem, I just want to give some information about the poet Brecht. So after this class, after this session, my dear students, you are going to familiarize with the poet Bertolt Brecht and his notable works, and also you will understand the poet's strengths and weakness in this poem. Yes, Bertolt Brecht, born in 1898 and died in 1956, was born in the place called Augsburg. So it is very near to Munich in Germany. Yes, he is a German poet, playwright, and theatre director. Playwright means the person who writes a play is called as playwright, my dear students. An influential theatre practitioner of the 20th century and is a director also. Already know that. Yes. And his mother and his father, it's very interesting one, is there is always be a religious conflict in his family because his mother belongs to Protestants and father is a Catholic one. So, but his mother's influence was there on him always. So he read about the Bible and in the time in the time of Second World War in 1939 to 1945, he was in exile. He was not in Germany. He went to USA. And in 1949 he came back from USA and he established a theater company. Its name is called Berliner Ensemble. So with his wife ಆಕ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಹೆಲೆನಾ ವೀಗಲ್. ಸೊ ಹೆಲೆನಾ ವೀಗಲ್ ಜೊತೆ ಸೇರ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನು 1949 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವಾರ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೌ we'll discuss about his major works. First, I want to tell you some important plays which he has written. In 1918, he has written Ball. In 1990, he has written The Beggar. 1922, he has written Drums in the Night. The Three Penny Opera, the famous drama, it was written in 1928 and staged after the Second World War, 1950s. I think. Some of the famous poems of the poet Bertolt are 1940, A Bad Time for His Poetry, Children's Hymns, Germany, In Praise of Communism. So these are the important poems of this poet. Yes. One more point is his Marxist beliefs are evident in his works and art. His plays are always entertaining, but they are also meant to make people think about the society. Yes. Yes, though he is a very famous playwright, he is also a prolific poet. So he has written hundreds of poems. And the poet Brecht used his poetry to criticize the European culture and Nazism in Germany, Nazis. So he used his poetry to criticize them, and his poetry is marked by the effects of the First and Second World War. That's the point. So his poems are marked by the effects of First and Second World War. So, okay, this is enough about the poet called Bertolt. So we will just start the poem. Before I start the poem, I just give some information about the crutches. The crutches means, yes, this is the crutches. The disabled, the lay person use the sticks which supports him while he was walking. So that is called crutches. Usually that made of wooden or steel. Okay, that's not important, but the crutches are the important factor he is using here. The poem is very simple and thought provoking. Yes, I just give some introduction about the poem. Yes, first point. It is about the self confidence, self reliance, and the problems which we are facing, how to handle the problems. So it talks about all the things. This is the theme of the poem actually. This is the main point of the poem. The, this poem is about the self reliance, self confidence. ನಾವು ಕಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಾಗ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಭರವಸೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು ಆ ಒಂದು ಅಂಶವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು poem ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆದ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಎ ಲೇಮ್ and a physician. The speaker of the poem is a lame person. He visited the hospital and he met the doctor and he discussed and told all the story. And the poet, he listened and he cured his problem. That's a very simple story. But the point is how the speaker came out from that problem. So we will discuss. So when he entered into that hospital, he has the crutches. So because he's a lame, he used and depends upon the crutches. That's the point. So he is totally depends upon the crutches. So he could not think that he can walk. That's the point. ಅವನು ಕಾಲು ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹಲವಾರು ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಬಳಲ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕ್ರಚಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ಪನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕವಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಫೈನಲಿ ಮೆಟ್ ಅ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ and physician gave some medicines through different various factors. What was the medicine and how the doctor and the physician cure that lame person, we will discuss it at time. So the point is very simple, my students. It is all about the speaker is in a problem, how he is coming out of that problem. Second point, how the physician make him to come out from that problem. Okay, now let us come into that poem. I just read that poem. 7 years, 7 years, I could not walk a step. When I to the great physician came, he demanded, why the crutches? And I told him, I am lame. He replied, that's not surprising. Be so good and try once more. If you are lame, it is those contraptions. Fall then, crawl across the floor. And he took my lovely crutches, laughing with a faint grimace, broke them both across my back, and threw them in the fireplace. Well, I am cured now. I can walk, cured by nothing more than laughter. Sometimes, though, when I see the sticks, I walk worse for some hours after. Yes, the poem, the Crutches, has four stanzas. It's a very simple language, and you can easily understand the story and the conversation between the speaker and the physician. But the inner meaning of the poem is very important. What actually the poet is saying in this poem, we'll discuss here. So today, my students, we discuss the first para, the first stanza. So rest of the poem we'll discuss in the next class. Okay, let's start the first stanza. The crutches. 7 years. Oh my God. 7 years I could not walk a step. So you have to be note the points that uh, since 7 years he was late. So because of some reasons ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಾಲು ಹೋಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅವನು ಒಂದು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆನೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ದ 7 years. So since the 7 years, it shows that he has decided. What he has decided that yes, I don't have the legs, so that's why I cannot walk. Like that, the speaker has disbelieves that he cannot walk without the crutches. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಂತವಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ರಚಸ್ ಇಲ್ದೇನೆ ನಾನು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ lame person, he entered into the hospital. When I to the great physician came and he met the doctor and he told everything what happened, and he is using the word the physician, the adjective the great physician, isn't it? After the class, you will understood that why he is used the word great physician. When we are saying to great to someone, that person must be do something ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬಹುದು ನಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಗ್ರೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ವೆನ್ ಐ ಟು ದ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ ಕೇಮ್, ಸೊ ಈ ಮೆಟ್ ದ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್, ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಈ ಮೆಟ್ ದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಈ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ, why and how he got his problem and why he is not walking like that. So he discussed with the doctor and he demanded first the conversation. The doctor asked the question, why the crutches, why you are using the crutches. So this is the surprising question. The lame person, the speaker, did not expect. He did not expect the questions like this from the doctor, because he knows that he can see he is lame, so the lame person must and should use, he has to use the crutches. But why he is asking the questions? He is thinking like that, and then finally, I told him, okay, it's okay, ಏನಾರಾಗ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಹೇಳಲೇಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಎಸ್, ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಲೇಮ್. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? ನಾನು ಏನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ? ನಾನು ಲೇಮ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕ್ರಚಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾಕೆ ಕೇಳ್ತದೇನೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಬಟ್ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತರನ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ಸರಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ನೋಡಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಉತ್ತರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅವನು ಕಣ್ಣಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತದನಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್. ಎಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ he has decided, so I am blame since 7 years. So I am blame, because of blame I cannot walk. So he has decided. So this is the opening stanza of the poem called the Crutches. So in this opening stanza, there is the introduction of the speaker and the physician. They met each other, and the physician asked a very surprising question: why he is using the crutches? Okay, so you have to note the 3 points here, my dear students. First one is the speaker he has a disbelief. What is the disbelief? That he could not walk without the crutches. Second point, the crutches are the main useful things, and also he depends upon the crutches. ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಅವನು ಒಂಥರ ಈ ದ ಅಡಿಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಕ್ರಚಸ್. he depends on the crutches. Yes, the third point is he met the doctor. So he met the doctor means ಅವನು ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ he wanted to get some solutions. So he wanted to rid of his problem. ಅವನ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸಮಯ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇವನು ಕೂಡ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಹೇಗಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬಗೆಹರಿಯಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ದ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಮೀಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ asked a surprising question: why he is using the crutches? So this is the first stanza of the poem, students. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the rest of the poem. Tomorrow is very interesting because uh, what happens to that lame person? Whether he get rid of his problems, or whether the doctor gave him a right medicines, or solution to his problem. And finally, we'll see the nature of the doctor to solve his problem. So tomorrow we'll discuss about the rest of the poem. Okay, that's it, my dear students. Today we discussed about the poem called Crutches. We discussed about the poet Bertolt Brecht and his notable work, and we have seen the first para of the poem called Crutches. Also, we have seen the speaker, it means the lame person, is strong beliefs that he could not walk. So that's why he met the doctor. He wanted to get some solutions. Tomorrow we'll see what the solution he got and received from that doctor. Okay, my students. So some questions are there about today's class. So Butterbird is dash poet, is American, German, and Irish and French. Yes, you know that he's a German. He's a German poet, right, my students? Yes. The Brit established a theatre called, or established theatre, the Globe Theatre, Berliner Ensemble, the Astoria, the Royal Court, the Berliner Ensemble. So this is in 1949 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನ. The next question is, my dear students, for how many years was the net unable to walk? Like this question, you can easily face in your examinations. How many minutes? It's very simple one. 7 years, ಅಲ್ವಾ? 7 years, 7 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಅವರು ಸಾರಿ 7 years, 7 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಅವರು ಆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಲ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಕುಂಟನಾಗಿ ಕೂಡ ಜೀವನ ಸಾಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. That's the point. He is unable to walk from 7 years. The last question, my dear students. The speaker in the poem, the Crutches, is deaf, dumb, lame, blind. Yes, he is a lame person. Yes. Okay, that's it, my students. Today we discussed about the poem called Crutches, the introduction, and also first stanza, and also we have seen some important note about the poet called Bertolt Brecht and his notable works. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Thank you all.